Happy April, everybody. I'm just here gonna do a monthly energy report. So, numerology for the month of April. The month of April is an 11 month. It is a master number energy, which is pretty cool. It also reduces down to a 2, so it can have the aspects of that number as well. And in this energy today, I'm gonna highlight some things, okay? The first thing is that this month is about inspiration. The 11 is special because it inspires. When it goes through its own hurdles, tests, and challenges and survives them, the 11, through that experience, helps inspire others through their growth. The 11 also highlights that energy in general. So this month could bring some specific challenge and tests to you. Okay? Some of those might actually involve something in like the legal stuff, like legal in terms of like justice, where it could be one of those things where something unexpected happens and there's justice for you and money comes into play. Like money comes from this certain legal situation. But in this energy, there could be like a time and a time of like quick decisions having to be made, because the 11 energy is very electrifying. It moves quickly, which is not always a bad thing, but sometimes under this energy, with in accordance to something to do with like in the legality and justice, that you may have to make quick decisions. So be aware that if that's happening, like you use your best judgment, you use your best intuition, use what you have learned as you are trying to get through those quick decisions if they come up in this month, okay? So those are some things that could come through with tests and challenges, okay? And in the 11, though, remember that if you are able to flow through that challenge, flow through that test, right? And be able to, there maybe there's a little bit of, then you're like, okay, no. I'm going to look at it from the situation. Where does this come up in the past? And where can I like use that to change where I'm at? And then that fuels a different decision, even in that quickness, okay? So it's something to understand and know. So, I try to do it. Like when I get caught up, sometimes I don't realize it for a minute. But when I get caught up, I'm like, okay, I'm caught up. Like how did I get here? How did I get here? How did this happen? So under this 11, we are using our experiences to help in those quick decisions that may need to be made in this month, okay? So what happens is that there's also like, because of that things are sudden, like sudden events. Things happen suddenly because the 11's like really quick moving. It's like a flash of lightning in a sense. It's very illuminating and really sets things ablaze. Okay? But it also does that because what it's doing is anything that is not in harmony that either come up during this month or already exist must be brought into a balance under this energy. That's why it has things to do with like legal dealings and justice. because the sudden things that come up are requiring a balance in something that's either going to happen this month or already exists. So it's one of the two. The 11's helping. It's definitely helping remove things and bring things to a balance so that they are no longer in your life. It's like removing that. But with that comes tests and challenges. And so we gotta do our best to move through them, because at the end of it, there's a reward in the 11. Okay. I'm going to read from the book because this is exactly what this month puts forth with us. Okay. This is a testing and challenging period. If you channel your intense energies into something worthwhile, you will accomplish more now than you will in any other cycle. Master numbers offer master accomplishments. So keep that in mind. If there's that part that happens this month out of nowhere, unexpectedly, suddenly, where, you're being tested and challenged how you respond to this information. Okay. But if you do your best and try to remember what the things you've learned and apply them to the situation, this month will bring so much for you. It will reward you. It will say, hey, you know what I mean? You did your very best that you possibly could and got through that, and look where you are. Look what happened. Look what came through. That is a big part of this month. And so I don't know if everybody's going to have a legal dealing. So it just corresponds because of the energy's need to bring balance to things. And so, that's also that's a big part of this. So another thing about this energy is that, for that need to balance, another thing that come out of that is, taking a class or doing some sort of like education. And so during this time, those opportunities may come into play, because that education or a class may actually help bring things into balance because of that balance seeking. So that's another way that it can come in, instead of illegal dealings, it can come in with like, oh, well, I don't know, maybe you're going to take a yoga teacher training course. Maybe that's something that you were thinking about. And under this 11 this month, you're like inspired to do so because it brings the inspiration, and it's a good time, and it's going to help bring a sense of balance to who and what you are. That's like an example of what is also can come into play this month. So, and this is also the 11. So like your mind is like so sensitive that it's so open. The 11 illuminates us, okay? And so our intuitive and our psychic abilities really come online under an 11 month. So you also, if this is something that is happening a lot this month, the 11 also wants you to seek balance in it. So you can meditate in those psychic and intuitive abilities. You know what I mean? Have moments where you go into meditation and you allow that to kind of like flow in and observe it and see what it's trying to tell you. Okay? Because the energy is so active under the 11, it can like make you nervous almost because you're so sensitized. So it's really good to take those moments to settle down, especially with the 7 overhead. You know what I mean? And tap into those and try to gain some sort of balance over that like super, because it's so highly sensitized. Okay. And know that is high. It's like a lightning that can illuminate a flash from heaven. That's how sensitized you are. Where awareness comes in, like aha moments come into play under this energy. Okay, they really take a spark. They're also a sudden event that may occur, a real aha moment in your energy, thus bringing on this like super highly sensitized psychic and intuitive ability coming through because of it. That is another part of the 11. And or it can suddenly shine a light on something that you've been working on that out of nowhere you suddenly get recognition for, all of a sudden, out of like nowhere. That also can happen under this 11, which is why we come into that energy of the 1111 and making a wish. And it's what it's about. The 11 is the one doubled. It's the magician doubled. What did we talk about in a daily numerology? How like you make magic. You believe that you can make magic. And in this month, we have that energy doubled, bringing it into a master number, okay? But master numbers offer master accomplishments. That 11 is 2 upright columns that are balanced, that as you walk, they are showing you the balanced path ahead, bringing yourself into that place. Seeking balance in any kind of like matter, whether it's going to, and some bringing on some quick decisions, and whether that has to do with legal matters, whether that has to do with an educational experience, whether that has to do with like enlightening, aha, spiritual awakening moments that come suddenly. And seeking balance when all of that is our month this month. But knowing that the 11 is not all cupcakes and roses, it's something to be aware of. But it wants to give you cupcakes and roses after it gives you it gives you half of the ingredients. You know what I mean? But it's trying to show you. It's trying to challenge and test you so you are aware of where your growth is. And then what happens when you come from that growth. That's what the 11 is doing this month for you. So, and it seeks justice. It seeks balance in whatever situation we're discussing for the month. Okay. And on a 2 level, okay, it's a good month for partnerships. And this can come in any type of partnership, love, business, anything really, neighborly, anything really, a trade, that kind of thing, because the number 2 is about cooperation. And so anything that partners up this month is definitely highlighted, and it's definitely supported as well. So we're not coming from a place of a 2 so month, of a 2 so much. It's going to have this underlying energy in it when it comes to that. But the 11 really overtakes the month because of the shift that we experienced at the end of March at the equinox, us, coming out of a new beginning, and really like the transition was, is coming through the birth canal. You know what I mean? And now we like come into this 11 highly sensitized vibration because we're out in the world now. And we're trying to seek a balance within that as we are like forming our dreams. And so that is why this 11 is highlighted this month as well. Okay. So I also did my shamanic healing deck pull for this. And I'm gonna read it as a story. Like I have been, because I really feel that it's the best way, right? So the first card that came out it's number 44, and the card is home. Okay? I believe that this card is about coming home to ourselves. Feeling like we are at home with ourselves. This is part of the growth that's being highlighted, okay? That knowing that we can provide that for ourselves. We've felt it. Maybe we don't feel it all the time, but we've felt it, okay? We know what it feels like when we're home within ourselves, okay? This next card, movement into balance, which is the 1 in this deck, which is the double 1, which is everything we've been talking about. So this is So as we understand that we can come from a place of a home within ourselves, we start to understand the movement of helping ourselves come into balance. Okay. And the number 11 is seeking you to do that. It's putting things in your path to get you to balance things that are already existing or come up suddenly, but it wants you to seek the balance. It's putting this in your spot so that the balance comes in and it's no longer affecting your life anymore. But know that because of that feeling of coming home to yourself, it allows you to see the balance, to see how you're going to come to that balance. Okay. And in the process of moving into it comes the death of things, the deaths of energies, the deaths of perceptions. You know what I mean? Something comes up and it's something that's been existing for a long time and has kind of been like kind of a gray thing in the background. It comes in this month and it's brought to your attention because it needs balancing out and needs the balance out of energy for your life to shift. And so when that happens, something kind of comes to a death so that the new way can become. And that happens as we move into a balance of energy, right? And then we start to begin to overflow our cup. We start to overflow our intuitive and psychic abilities, our highly sensitized part of the 11, where it brings in this power that we have within us. So maybe we're going to bring a balance to some educational class that aids in this creativity because the 11 is asking you to seek balance in something that you have the power to put out into the world. And then the next card we have, and as we move through this death of something to be able to create, because we have the room to create after the death has occurred and puts us into this new path and allows us to, again, tap into psychic and intuitive abilities, we then reflect back on the idea that, or we're using that, right? We're using that creativity because now struggle may come in because more balance is being asked to come in, okay? And still being aware and still being understanding that it's coming because it's testing you so that you are aware of your growth and that what's going to happen at the end of it is you're going to come into a balance. You're going to come into a balance because the number 2 is the moon. The 11 is asking you to come into balance, bringing things into balance. It's not just about the feminine energy, but the feminine energy card came up. So our feminine and our masculine energy inside of us, each of us, this coming into a balance. The 11 is seeking that. So that certain things may go down to, may exit our lives so that our life is more balanced. That's what the 11 is putting that in today, or putting that into this month. I don't know how many times I said today, but that's the idea of this month. So be knowing that helps kind of move through the month. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's 11. Like, yeah, totally. I completely agree. Completely agree. 100%. But it does come with these things. And as an 11 life path, I can tell you that some of the tests and challenges that have occurred in my life are unbelievable. But when I look back and then look at what came after that struggle, I see the power of the 11 and what it does. And it is a very illuminating number. It's very illuminating. It really is. And the reason that it represents twin flames, the 1111, is because each pillar represents of the 11 represents male and female and balance of that. So an 1111 is 2 of those right next to each other. Right? And that creates balance. They're balanced. Their individuals are balanced. And when they come together, they're balanced, which creates this harmonious, beautiful, inspiring, illuminating number 11. All right, guys, I hope that you have a beautiful month. I hope that this whatever comes in, you know that you can handle it. You know, you just need to reflect. Just take a moment, slow and steady, and know that it's coming in to balance out things for you for the better, to make them more balanced for you. That's why that challenge is happening. That's why it's occurring. In whatever situation or arena that may be. Legally, educationally, spiritually, all three. And know also that these challenges that are happening, testing your growth, but bringing you rewards helps in that dream formation. Oh, helping so much. Yeah. Have a beautiful month. And I'll see you soon. Bye.